Let's talk to Wes, listening in Silver Valley, Idaho. Hello, Wes. You're on Free Talk Live.
Hello. My question is about immigration. I'm looking at a map of the world put out by United Nations in which every country is rated first, second, third, or even fourth world. My question is, can you build a first world country with a third world population?
Of course you can.
Yeah,
How do
it's
you
not
think
the
it was done?
populations. I mean, I would say that to some extent the attitudes and work ethics do make a difference, but I think ultimately it has to do with their governments. You can see that when you look at the island of Hong Kong, it's no different than China, but China was poor as dirt remember when we were kids and it's like, eat your food, there's kids starving in China. That's because kids were starving in China. They weren't starving in Hong Kong. You're just talking about a spit of water over, and the difference is not the people as much as the government.
Another one on the internet is the IQ of the people of the world. Now, the Oriental people are about 5 points higher on average than the Caucasian, but the indigenous people of Australia, that being the Pygmies, their IQ is 70. Are you going to make a first world nation with people an IQ of 70?
IQ tests tend to be slanted towards Western cultures, and obviously different cultures have different values. So
there's different types of IQ.
You're not talking about intelligence, because intelligence actually, Harvard University distinguished 17 different types of intelligence. So, you can have spatial conceptual intelligence that doesn't have anything, can't possibly be rated on IQs. So yes, I do think that
right. Your math problems aren't going to do you much good when you're out trying to, chop trees down and, break coconuts or whatever, kill beasts.
Nonetheless, this nation was still built by dum-dums too. The fact is that we had plenty of people out there banging, spikes into railroads, and they weren't necessarily, they may have been geniuses, but they didn't have to be to do it. So, Look, everybody's got their place in building a prosperous society. It's bad governments that keep people poor.
Sure, and I don't want to have a litmus test or an IQ test. I don't want to have a place where, sorry, you didn't pass our test, so you can't come here. No freedom for you. You're not smart enough. That to me sounds like a really scary place to live.
Well, dividing people in different classes is kind of demeaning to the humanity. I think it's offensive to say some chief in Australia is less smarter than me because he's a chief in Australia in some pygmy tribe, or the Fox Creek Northern Cree Nation in southern Canada is less has a lesser IQ or more.
It's ridiculous.
IQs. Yeah, it's stupid.
It's ridiculous. They just have different values, and different types of intelligence are important in different cultures. Wes, any other thoughts? Go ahead.
Looking at this map, I would have to say that wherever white Caucasians go, their values and traditions, it appears they produce first world countries. The United States and Canada, all of Europe, all of Scandinavia, and by the way, the number one
I don't know if you're aware of this, but Europe is a very multicultural continent. There's people from all over the place.
Well, Wes, look where you're looking at that map. Look who put it out. The UN.
I think that that the court systems in the Western world have been among the best throughout historically. I'm not saying that we have great court systems here in the United States, but I'm saying historically, as a matter of fact, I think they've gotten corrupt over the last few decades, but historically they've been better than most. And all you have to do, you don't have to be the fast rabbit. You don't have to be a fast rabbit. You only have to be the fastest rabbit. And so if you have less corrupt court systems, that can make a real difference. I still don't think that has anything to do with color or anything like that. It's just it just happens to be what was.
Yeah, Chihuahuas and St. Bernards both bleed red, so they must be the same. Now,
they can breed.
I have been watching this map and rating for a number of years, and Iceland and Norway are 1 and 2, neck and neck. They're fighting it out for the most livable countries in the world. Now, is it just some kind of coincidence that they happen to be the whitest countries in the world?
Wes, look at the pygmy thing again. You said they have a higher IQ. That just proves that people can govern themselves.
Yeah.
Thanks, Wes. It sounds like you're obsessed with skin color, and I think you need to get over it.
I think you should move to Iceland.
Humans
I mean,
are...
for God's sakes, the place is awesome.
If I could. I live in
Thanks
North
for the call,
Idaho.
Wes. Appreciate hearing from you. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. It seems like he's obsessed with skin color and believes
In
that...
classes.
Yeah, and that believes that somebody's skin pigment has something to do with their intelligence, and I'm sorry, it's ridiculous. There are plenty of, people of the white skin color who are not very smart. And there's plenty of people who are, brilliant, who are black and Hispanic and, Asian. So sorry, just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just not a conversation that I think that is going to go anywhere. Even if, if you
makes you sound like a racist.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like.
Yep.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.